and welcome to day 28 of OSO Yoganuary. Today I'm just going to take you through a headstand. So on the headstand, it's really going to create a lot of strength in the shoulders, in the neck, but we need to try and keep the elbows in, and we need to keep the shoulders away from the ears and the shoulder girdle strong. There's a couple of exercises that we can do, or there's an exercise we can do to start with that can just kind of simulate the feeling that we're going to feel when we press down through the forearms to stop us from putting lots of pressure and compressing in the neck, but instead using the strength in the arms. And actually it's more of a forearm stand, but the top of the head is just touching the ground. So we're going to start with a couple of rounds of cow and cat. So we'll inhale, open the chest, looking up. And we'll exhale, rounding the back, chin towards the chest. Inhale and exhale. Follow your breath. One more round. And release. Let's come into a downward facing dog. Just take a few moments there, really lengthening through the hamstrings. This will help on our way up. Pedaling through the feet. And then come back down onto the hands and the knees. And we're going to come down onto the forearms. So we want to catch elbows. So the hands are both reaching the elbows, and this shows us how wide we need the elbows to be. Here, and then keep the elbows exactly where they are and interlace your fingers, opening up the thumbs. Actually, we don't need to open the thumbs yet. And we're going to come into a plank, a forearm plank. Actually, I'm going to have to move back a bit because there's a cupboard in the way. And then we want to really draw the core in nice and strong. I've got my toes tucked. So I'm in like a plank, and we're going to see if we can bring the chin down in front of the hands and then push ourselves back up, but we really have to press down into the forearms. And this is exactly how it's going to feel when we're in our headstand, really pressing down through the forearms. Let's take 3 more. Really activating the core. Brilliant. So that really just shows you how it should feel. If you come near a wall, we want a bit of a gap between the wall and where our hands will be. So let's come a little way away from the wall, catch those elbows so we know how far away the elbows should be from each other, and then keep the elbows there and interlace the fingers, and then this time opening the thumbs. And this is to cradle the back of the head. So we'll bring the top of the head down onto the ground, the crown of the head on the ground, so the thumbs are cradling the back of the head. So this is where a baby's head is soft, touching down on the ground. And then we're going to lift the hips, toes are tucked, and we're going to keep walking. I'm going to come back and just tuck my t-shirt in. And we want to just keep walking the feet in, nice and close. The hips are lifting up towards the sky. We're trying to bring the hips directly over the shoulders, pressing down through those forearms, keeping that space between the ears and the shoulders. And from there, so the easiest way will be to hug one knee in, and that will just help. See if we can lift those hips right above. If we can lift that one, maybe we can lift the other one, really activating the core, really squeezing the core. And then see if we can lift the legs up. We're really pressing down through the forearms, creating that space between the shoulders and the ears. If you haven't been able to bring the legs up like that, so if we have come up, let's see if we can slowly bring the knees back down. And then taking the foot down and the other. And let's catch the feet. Bring the top of the head to the ground and lift through the hips and really stretch out those shoulders. if we weren't able to bring the legs up in that way, you could try kicking and then landing the legs against the wall, just to see how that headstand feels once you're up. So bring the top of the head to the ground, squeezing those elbows in towards each other, lifting through the hips, and then maybe you can just bounce, bounce, until we can come up and maybe hitting the foot against the wall and bringing the other leg up. And you'll find you're pressing the hips forward here and the legs back. So then you can lift one leg away from the wall, lift the other leg away from the wall, or maybe you could take them both away from the wall. Just feel how that headstand feels and just recognising how it will feel when you go up. Next time maybe without a wall. I always like to have a wall there when I'm doing a headstand, just in case. And then again, so you might be able to bring the knees down as I did before, or you might want to bring one leg down and then the other, and then coming into that nice shoulder stretch, lifting the hips. So if you've got the core strength, you may be able to bring both legs up together. So catch the elbows, find that tripod, or that triangle, bring the top of the head to the ground, lifting the hips, lifting the hips. And then maybe from there we can lift both legs together. And then maybe we can bring both legs back down together as well. And once again, bring the forehead towards the knees, top of the head to the ground, catching the feet. And just pulling on those feet as we lift through the hips. And then maybe taking a child's pose. Just relaxing the shoulders down, keeping the arms reaching back towards the feet. And slowly coming back up. If you do have somewhere with a nice soft surface, it's much more comfortable on the top of the head while you are getting used to that sensation in the top of the head if you're not used to doing headstands. I hope that's helped. Any questions, give me a shout.